Hey guys, Brandon Woolham, and today we are getting to know Anya Lee. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Well, we're getting close to the July 11th release date. Flatline going to be out there everywhere. We've got to hear a lot of it already, but there is more to come, and we're going to dig into that in just a moment. But let's start. We got to start with a little of the story and how everything kind of changed for you back on the Appalachian Trail a few years ago.
That's absolutely correct. It sure did. I've always had this dream. I'm a very outdoorsy kind of person, and I always dreamed that I would hike the Appalachian Trail. No one that I know has time to go for 6 months and $10,000 and just do it in one go. So I thought section hiking would be good. And a family friend decided that she was going to spend about 2 months doing it and asked if I wanted to start the trip with her. And so absolutely, I want to do that. I was recovering from spinal surgery, and this was going to be part of my getting back to life. And it was about day five-ish, I think. I was not really keeping the pace we wanted to, and I was feeling weird. I've hurt myself, broken things before, like I knew, but this wasn't that. This was something really strange, and I was very drained. And she decided that I wasn't moving very quickly to the pace that she wanted and wanted to leave. So she left me um to my own devices with my dog, and I made it to kind of a like a trailhead, one of those offshoots when you're driving in a national park and it says scenic overlook here. Kind of came out of the woods in one of those spaces and sat down, put my silver emergency blanket around my dog, and put my sleeping bag around myself, started to not be cold anymore. And I had the thought that my parents would see me on the news. Like this is not good. Um, some ladies drove up to check out the scenic overlook, and then I woke up in their car, and then I was gone again, and then I woke up in like an emergency care, and then they shuttled me very quickly to a hospital, and it was dehydration, hypothermia, and rhabdomyolysis. And so I was gone, and I had a very interesting, kind of hard to explain experience, and I came back with this overwhelming hunger is not even the right word, but it was very clear God was letting me know, not in words, but clear, that I'd been playing really small. I'd been content to be on the worship team and singing the Christmas concerts going on, and I hadn't really been using any of my story, any of my testimony, any of the experiences that he'd graced me with through my life to share that with others. And that stopped that day. And so I've been saying yes as much as I can ever since.
So even before this incident, faith was already a huge part of your life. It just got even bigger than you thought it could ever get.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How long was this recovery process for something like this?
Cool. So with rhabdomyolysis, they tell you that you've got it for life. So
Wow.
if you overexert yourself, you could kick it right back up, and your kidneys can say, nope, we know this where this is going, and we're done. We're done. So it took probably a good 2 weeks before I started to feel normal. I was in the hospital overnight, and then my parents came to pick me up because I had traveled to go to the trailhead, so we weren't near home. So my dad came to pick me up, and they took care of me for probably that first week. There's a lot I don't remember. There's a lot of sleeping and recovery, and then started to come out of it and was really clear with what I needed to do. I could live my life, I could do my day job, but I have a new career now, and that's using the music to tell the story, to share my experiences, and to be a testimony.
That's awesome. We'll officially get the EP here in just a few weeks. July 11th, Flatline will be out there. You can already go and kind of listen to some of the tracks that'll be out there. But the title track, you've held on to that one. We won't hear that until July 11th. Can you tell us a little bit about what to expect?
Absolutely. So recently I put out God Made It, and it is just, we call it a Jesus party on wheels. It's meant to be fun and encouraging and bright. But I know a lot of people have had similar flatline experiences, whether that is the death of a relationship or losing a job and a career, medical issues, or potentially a similar situation to mine. So flatline is a bit more serious. And one of the best lines in it for me is that it ain't over when it's over, because we are going to have these situations where things feel like they're done, and God redeems that even past that flat line. So it's got a little bit of a hint of rock, a little bit more melodic, but I'm really excited to share it.
That's awesome. Look forward to hearing that. As we look down just the entire track listing on this EP, it kind of seems like each song is a different chapter in this testimony. Kind of walk us through the other tracks that are already out there that we can already listen to.
Absolutely. So, Living on Your Love is fantastic. It's a bit of a bop. And the whole idea is that I find in a lot of ways that God's love is just immeasurable, and plugging into that overwhelming power in that song, it's burning like a supernova, is just something that encourages us. It's a good reminder. So that would be Living on Your Love, or LOYL. You're the One. We've all experienced heartbreak, and knowing that we can always come back and just rest in the lap of our Father. And He is the one. He pursues us. He loves us. He's constant, even when we are the problem, because I know I'm the problem. So that's You're the One. Back Again is a little bit of a nod to this type of a situation, where whether it's the end of something or just returning to the Father. Back Again. I had a wonderful time making that one. And then we've got God Made It, and I think, did I miss one? Two. I think that's
I think
it.
we got them all.
I think I got it. It's a Monday.
Monday evening, too. We've already had our normal work days. We're just hanging out in the evening now.
Yeah.
So obviously all these tracks super personal to you, but what's the one you don't want people to make sure they listen to closely? Give it a few listens, because they might miss some things in there.
Oh, wow. I, I'm torn. I think Flatline is going to capture people in a very raw, visceral kind of a way. And I would love for people to enjoy the music, but also really dig into the lyrics and see how they relate to you. But You're the One is just that way. I fold up You're the One and stick it in my pocket. It just makes me really happy. So that's my version of a love song. And I think that's a good one to listen to.
Yeah, you're still working the day job, so will there be a chance where we get to hear some of these songs outside of Michigan? Will you make it around the country at any point?
I would love that. I think that would be wonderful and exciting. And if I can make it happen, being an independent artist, we got to be real careful with the nickels and dimes, and we got to make some good connections. But if I could make it happen, I would. I know that my manager is working diligently to have a bit of an unplugged kind of coffee shop night here in Michigan in August. So those that are local would be able to come to that. But yeah, if you would join me in the prayer that we can get it out there, I would love to.
And your streams will help that too. Each little half a penny will add up eventually.
Yes, I'll take it.
For somebody that's watching this, they've made it this far. This is the first time they've seen you or heard the name Anya Lee. What's that one thing you want to make sure they take away from this and know about you and your music?
There are so many things that I thought that I would never be able to do, that I wasn't good enough to do, that nobody would want to hear, would want to see, would want to be a part of. I was just kind of living in my little hidey hole. And I think we all do that. And I think seeing that my music is out there is an encouragement that it can happen. Seeing that I'm a regular girl battling a very active 8-month-old puppy at my feet right now, and that they are the same, and that they could be doing the same thing with whatever it is that the Lord has put in their lives as that hunger, that gift that's theirs. I would hope that would come through, and that they would find more and more opportunities to say yes to God, because nothing is wasted. Nothing that's good, nothing that's bad, nothing that feels like a wait or a later or even a no is wasted. So I hope that message would come through as well.
Awesome. Well, you guys can stream the entire EP in just a few weeks. July 11th, Flatline from Anya Lee will be out there everywhere.